Hey guys, I'm Mary, I'm 22 and this is the first video on my YouTube channel. So, like I said, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video, and as I thought for my first video, I would do a kind of get to know me kind of type video. Name me a YouTuber who hasn't done this kind of video when they first started out their YouTube channel, but so I thought I would kind of join along with the kind of trend that always happens when it comes to starting up a YouTube channel. So I did a bit of digging, did a bit of looking around and found some questions, 36 questions in total to be precise, if that's the kind of number you need to know in your life. So yeah, I've got 36 questions that are kind of subdivided into about 5 or 6 sections, of which I'll go through later on in the video. I left drama school 2 years ago, coming up to 2 years ago, in the summer of 2019. I started off working in backstage theatre and was there for about 6 months, and then January last year I finished a job, and basically I was about to start a new job back in March of last year, but then COVID hit, and so yeah, so I've basically been unemployed since. But luckily I've been able to live at home with my mum, and I'm really fortunate to be in that kind of situation. So that's kind of basically me up till now. I am still looking for a job, I'm still trying to find employment. I've had various kind of on and off little tasky type jobs since March, kind of shopping for other people in the pandemic who haven't been able to get out, did a bit of delivery driving, that kind of thing. So I've had a bit of employment here and there, but in total, not a lot. So that's where we're kind of up to as of now. I am hoping that I can take you along further with my journey of looking for a job, seeing what life has to offer, which paths open up for me to go down. That sounds really cringy and a really kind of cheesy thing to say, but yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping, that on this YouTube channel I can basically document those kind of things, and I'm hoping that you guys watching this video will also enjoy that as well. So I think that's basically my introduction to this video done. So yeah, so let's get on with the questions. I have my laptop up here and I have my 36 questions. Yeah, 36 questions, of which they are put into different categories. So my first category is have you ever? My second category is what's your favourite? Third category is this or that. Fourth category is what's your? Fifth category is what's your opinion on? And the sixth one is do you? So those are the six categories. So let's get into them. Question number 1, have you ever skipped class? Yes, I 100% have skipped class, definitely. I definitely a lot more in secondary school than in primary school, but yes, definitely have skipped class. Have you ever done drugs? No, I've done medicinal drugs because I have been prescribed them by my doctor. And so yes, I have taken medicinal drugs, but no recreational drugs. Have you ever self-harmed? No. Have you ever drunk? If we're talking in terms of drinking in terms of alcohol, then yes, I am 100% for drinking alcohol, as long as it's done in moderation and it is done kind of, yeah, done in moderation, I guess. But I think when it gets to the point where you're drinking to a point where you're drinking it where it's not for pleasure, then I'm like, there's a line. Have you ever shoplifted? No. Have you ever gotten a tattoo? No, I do not have tattoos. Have you ever broken up with someone? I think so. Yeah, I think it was one of those kind of like when you're in primary school and you're like 7 or 8 and you're kind of like, I'm boyfriend and girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. Then yeah, I think I remember telling someone that I didn't want to be their girlfriend anymore. So yeah, yes, I probably have, but not broken up with someone when I've been in a kind of relationship when I've been older. So that's that category done. Have you ever? We now move on to what's your favourite? So what's your favourite show? In terms of TV shows, at the moment I'm really loving Casualty. That's on BBC One every Thursday, where does that come from? Saturday evening, and the time usually varies in the evening. But I also really love The Great British Bake Off, Strictly Come Dancing, those kind of things. Those are really definitely up there on my list. But currently, probably my current favourite is Casualty. What's your favourite movie? Now, this is a kind of thing with me that I have a really short attention span, and so when it comes to watching movies, I tend to not be able to focus all the way through, which is quite... I'd love to be able to sit down and watch a movie all the way through, but I just can't. I just don't have the attention span to be able to do that kind of thing. So yeah, so in terms of movies, I really like the nativity movies. If any of you have seen that, they're basically films based around Christmas and that kind of thing, based around Christmas, about primary school, and they basically get up to all sorts of mischief and stuff, and I just, yeah, that's dust. It warms the cockles of my heart. So yeah. What's your favourite song? Favourite song at the moment? Karma by Years and Years. I've always really liked that song, and so at the moment I'm listening to that a lot. So yeah, I'd probably say Karma by Years and Years. What's your favourite artist? If you're talking about artist in terms of like painter, that kind of artist, then I'm not really into much art, really, to be honest. Art's not really my thing. I say that and I work in a creative industry. So yeah, in terms of art, I mean, don't really, I like Banksy. Banksy is good. Banksy's good. Banksy, if people don't know who Banksy is, he is or he or she, it could be a she, no one really knows. But essentially, Banksy is a British artist who does a lot of paintings on the sides of buildings and things, as well as kind of picture, like framed pictures, if that makes sense. And I think one of his most famous ones was of a little girl in a dress with a red balloon floating away. So yeah, and no one knows what he is, so Banksy is his kind of like cover name and no one knows who he actually is. So yeah, in terms of artist and paintings and things, he is probably my favourite. What is your favourite singer/band? Ed Sheeran or Years and Years? If you're going singer, I'd go with Ed Sheeran. If we're going band, I'd go with Years and Years. Yeah. What is your favourite memory? Oh, that's a good one. Favourite memory? I think that's really hard to choose from. I think that's really difficult to decide on. I have so many good memories that actually trying to pick out one particular one I would find really difficult, I think. Yeah, I find it really difficult to pick out a particular one. I have so many good ones with so many different people. I feel like I would kind of be ignoring other people, ignoring the memories I have with them in a way, if that makes sense. And the last one for what's your favourite is what's your favourite book? This is kind of a similar situation to the movie question, is that I have a really short attention span and reading is kind of not really my thing. But if I had to... Recently I've read The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, and I really enjoyed that. And I think on Amazon, I think around Christmas, I think it was topping, I think the Amazon book charts or something like that. I think it was selling really well on Amazon. I don't remember if I bought mine on, I think I bought mine on Amazon. Maybe at Waterson's, I don't know. I don't remember where I bought it, but I remember really enjoying that. I finished that about 3 weeks ago. Okay, so next set of questions is this or that. So yeah, let's get on to these next set of questions. Invisibility or ability to fly? Invisibility. Cookies or cake? Cake, all the way. I feel like cake, there can be so much cake. You could have a 2-tier, 3-tier, 4-tier cake, and there's just so much more enjoyment. Yeah, cake. Twitter or Facebook? Well, I don't really use either much, but I probably use Facebook more. I probably prefer Facebook over Twitter. But yeah, Facebook. Coke or Sprite? Coke. I feel like Sprite is just kind of like meh. And blind or deaf? Deaf, because I have started to learn British Sign Language, and so I feel like it'd be stupid not to kind of not use that to my advantage. So I'd probably say I'd much rather be deaf, much rather be able to see the colours of the world and stuff. I'd much rather be able to see stuff than not hear things. Tea or coffee? Tea. I hate coffee. I say that actually, speaking of coffee, I will only have coffee if it's in coffee cake, or if it's the coffee, I don't know if it's a syrup or something that they use, that when I go to Costa, well, it could be Costa or Starbucks, and they do like frappuccinos and they put a coffee shot in it, I'll have it then. Other than that, I will not drink coffee. I don't know if it's just like, I don't know, I think it's just the bitterness. I think I have a very sweet tooth, so kind of anything that's slightly on the kind of more bitter side of stuff, of food and drink, I just won't touch it. So unfortunately coffee falls into that category, and I don't really want to be making coffee and then putting like 3-4 teaspoons of sugar in just to kind of make it taste alright. I just don't see the point. I just would much rather not make it at all than make a coffee and put like 3 spoons of sugar in. So yeah, so the next category is what's your, so let's get into it. What's your age? 22. What is your sign? I am a Virgo. I am born in September. What is your height? I am 165 centimeters. I don't know what that is in feet. That's roughly 5'5". I'm sorry about the sun coming through here. What is your sexual orientation? I am straight, but I like to think I am a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. I've got all the letters in that, but yeah, the LGBTQ community, I want to try and support you guys as much as possible. So yeah. And what's your longest relationship? I'm currently in my longest relationship. Me and my boyfriend have been together for just over 2 years. So yeah, that answers that question. So my next category is what's your opinion on? So what's your opinion on gay rights? 100% for them, like I just said. I'm a massive supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. So yeah, definitely 100%. People are people and humans are humans, and regardless of who you love, you should be able to basically do the same as someone else. Like there's no question for me. That's no question. So yeah, 100% gay rights. I think, just because you're a man marrying a man or a woman marrying a woman, I don't think that should determine what you get to do. Like, why shouldn't you be able to marry someone of the same sex as you just because of that? Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. What's your opinion on second chances? I think it depends on the severity of the situation. I think if someone broke, broke something of mine that wasn't very precious to me, let's say someone broke my least favourite mug, I'd be like, not bothered, like, fine. But if someone was like, I've just broken like a family heirloom or something, then I'd be like, second chance, not really. So yeah, so I think I'm slightly varied on that. I think it depends on the severity of the situation and I think I'd base it on what has happened, whether I give someone a second chance or not. What's your opinion on long distance relationships? I think it's different for everybody. Yeah. I think some people can make it work. I think some people can't. I think it just depends on maybe how long you've been together prior to you living far away from each other. I think it depends. So yeah, I think some people can make it work, sometimes it doesn't work. I think it's just whatever works, and I think trying to push something that isn't working, maybe it needs to be rethought, but yeah, who knows. What's your opinion on abortion? I think it depends. I am fully in support of abortion. I think it definitely should be allowed. But also it depends on at what point in the pregnancy a woman is. So I'm kind of slightly torn between the pro-life, pro-choice thing. I think in certain ways I'm like, yes, you should have an abortion, because if the doctors can detect that baby once it's born is basically not gonna fit, not quite that, but like if they know that the baby's condition basically means that it's not gonna once it's born, it's gonna basically have an illness or a condition where it's basically not going to survive, then I think maybe. And I think also in that circumstance, maybe that if the mother, the parents of the baby aren't able to financially support that baby, and they're not going to be able to give it food, give it a roof over its head, then I think maybe that that's something that has to be considered. But at the same time, I'm also like, we shouldn't have abortions in terms of like, if a scan, something comes up like the baby is gonna have Down syndrome or something like that, something that can so easily be managed. And I think if the parents know that they can financially support the baby and be able to feed it, etc., etc., put a roof over its head kind of thing, then just because they might not kind of want it with an illness or whatever, then I think in that circumstance it should be pro-life. So yeah, so I'm kind of slightly torn on both sides of that kind of thing about abortion. So yeah, I think it depends on the situation. What's your opinion on the death penalty? I think there's other ways to deal with people who have committed crimes. I think there should be, I don't think death should be in any way a punishment for someone doing, even if it's the most severe crime like murdering someone or whatever. I don't think that the death penalty should be like the outcome for someone who's committed a crime. I think there should be other ways that we can deal with someone who's committed a crime worthy of the death penalty. So yeah. What's your opinion on marijuana? I mean, if that's your thing and you want to take marijuana, go for it. But for me, like I think I said earlier in the video, and my opinion on drugs, I don't personally want to take them. They don't appeal to me. So marijuana, yeah, no, not for me. What's your opinion on love? Yeah, love is love. I think regardless of who you are and who you want to love, that's who you should love. Like, and I don't think anybody else can dictate to you who you can and cannot love. Yeah, I think love is love, full stop. So yeah, and you should be able to love whoever. No questions asked. We're on to my final set of questions, which is the do you questions. So, do you believe in ghosts? No. 100% don't believe in ghosts. I've never seen one. And if they did exist, I don't want to see one. Do you sleep with the door open or closed? When I was younger, I slept with the door open, but now I sleep with the door closed. I think it just gives me a bit more privacy, especially as my bedroom in this house is at the top of the stairs, and basically all the other bedrooms are kind of the other side of me, so everyone has to walk past my bedroom to go downstairs. So yeah, I think this gives me a bit more privacy. So yeah, with the door closed. Do you have a boyfriend or girlfriend? Yes, I have a boyfriend. We have been, like I said, we've been together for just over 2 years. Yeah. Do you like yourself? Yeah. I'm trying to kind of be more body positive, I think. Yeah, I'm trying to be more body positive and more positive about myself, rather than kind of focusing on the negatives. I think so often we focus on the negatives on ourselves, on our lives, and I think it doesn't help with our mentality and the way that we look at other people as well. So if we're negative about ourselves, how can we look at other people with positivity? So yeah, so I do like myself, and I'm hoping that this year of 2021 can bring me a bit more, that I can be able to see myself more in a positive way, and that I can kind of explore what kind of interests me more and what I'm really kind of passionate about in life. So yeah, So that is the end of my 36 questions. Yeah, I love a lot of questions. So yeah, I hope you found out a little bit more about me and what my opinions on certain things are. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those kind of things, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Yeah, bye guys.